All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're digging into The Millionaire Fastlane by M.J. DeMarco. Now, this is a book that basically throws a grenade at everything you've ever been told about how to get rich. It argues that the traditional path isn't just slow, it's a dead end. So let's see what this so-called alternate route is all about.
The book opens with a question that's, well, it's a real gut punch. Have you sold your soul for a weekend? Seriously, think about that for a second. Is your whole life built around grinding through the week just to get those 2 days of freedom? Is that really the deal you want to make? And here it is, laid out plain and simple. The book calls this the 5-for-2 trade. You're giving up 5 days of your actual life, the one you can never, ever get back, for just 2 days to yourself. When you see it like that, it's a pretty terrible deal, right? Yet, this is the normal we're all just supposed to accept. And that really gets to the heart of it. Society's grand plan for us is to trade our life today for the promise of wealth tomorrow. You know the drill. Get the job, save your 10%, and maybe, just maybe, when you're 65, you can finally live your life. But you're sacrificing your youth, your energy, for a future that isn't even guaranteed. What if there's another way?
So to really understand this different way, the book breaks everyone's financial life down into one of 3 roadmaps. Chances are, you're on one of these right now, whether you realize it or not. Let's break them down.
First up, you've got the sidewalk. This path is all about instant gratification. And don't just think this is about being poor. No way. You could be a doctor making $500 grand a year and still be on the sidewalk if you're spending it all. The book calls this lifestyle servitude. You're trapped, basically one flat tire away from a total financial meltdown.
Okay, next up is the slow lane. And this is the one most of us are on. It's the responsible path that society tells us is the right way. But man, is it slow. The huge fundamental flaw here is that your wealth is completely handcuffed to your time. And you've only got so much time, right? You're basically just a passenger on a 50-year road trip, hoping you get to your destination before you're too old to enjoy the view.
And that brings us to the fast lane. This is a completely different universe. This isn't about getting a job. It's about building a business. The entire goal is to build scalable systems that work for you, completely breaking that length between your time and your income.
Now, let's be super clear about this. The fast lane is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not about lottery tickets or shady internet scams. It's a get-rich-quicker strategy. It's all about process, about taking that 50-year retirement plan and compressing it into 5 to 10 years of intense, focused work.
So does this stuff actually work in the real world? Well, let's take a look at the author's own story. M.J. DeMarco's journey from living with his mom to buying a Lamborghini is basically the ultimate case study for his own philosophy.
I mean, his path was anything but smooth. He was working dead-end jobs, had a string of failed businesses, and was depressed. The big turning point came when he backed himself into a corner, moved to Phoenix with no money, and had no choice but to make his web business work. His genius move was pivoting from selling cheap ad space to selling high-value leads. From there, he sold the company, bought it back for a fraction of the price when the new owners mismanaged it, and then rebuilt it into an absolute giant. This was a grind. It was a process, not a lottery ticket.
And what did that long, brutal process lead to? It led to a single, life-changing event. When he sold that company for the second time, he got offers as high as $7.9 million. And that is the power of the fast lane. You build an asset that can create a lifetime of income in a single moment.
So you're probably thinking, okay, great. How in the world do I even start to build something like that? Well, according to the book, it all starts with one massive, fundamental shift in how you see the world. It's about becoming a producer, not a consumer. Think about it. Our entire society trains us from birth to be on team consumer. We're taught to buy things, want things, and get jobs to help other people sell things. But wealth isn't found there. Wealth is created on team producer. Producers are the ones who start businesses, solve problems, and ask, what value can I offer the world instead of just what's in it for me?
And this all boils down to what the book calls the law of affection. It's actually really simple. Your wealth is a direct result of the value you provide times the scale you provide it at. If you solve a problem for a few people, you'll make a little money. If you solve a big problem for millions of people, well, that's when you make millions of dollars.
So, at the end of the day, this all comes back to you. It's your choice. Nobody can put you on one road or another. You're the one with your hands on the steering wheel.
And that leaves you with a really big question to ask yourself. The road you're on right now, is it actually taking you where you truly want to go? Or are you just kind of stuck in traffic, following everyone else because it feels normal?
Because the normal path leads to a normal result. And that might not be the dream you have for yourself.
We'll end with this powerful quote from Marcus Aurelius that's featured in the book. Following the crowd, accepting that 5-for-2 trade-off, it feels safe. It feels sane, because it's what everybody does. But maybe, just maybe, the real insanity is going your whole life without ever even looking for a different road.